Bird token. Thank you for the primer. Appreciate it. Pixie into the Abbey. Lovely. Oh, sweet! Pixie made Luke Cage cost 3. Spider Ham Magic Zabu. Spider Ham Magic Zabu. Would you recommend Pixie, Jeff? I think Pixie is one of the most interesting Marvel Staff cards that's released in some time. I also would be very surprised if Pixie was not a competitive Marvel Staff card in some way, shape, or form. I think both Pixie and Hope Summers are stellar, fantastic, and fun additions to the game. So a good replacement for Howard the Duck in this deck, Quinjet. Oh my god, did they seriously just risk Moon Knighting me? Do you think they can play into Crimson Cosmos? I bet they can't. They could have 2 rogues. Yeah, that's fair. What about 2 energy spectrum, chat? Is that good? There could be second rogue in our future going for this Luke Cage. Yeah, keep your paws off my man, rogue. His chiseled jawline is for me and me alone. Even if they hit Luke Cage here, we still would have won, right? We would have won center and right. I'm playing a version of Hope Surfer and it's been super fun. Yeah, I think Hope Summers legitimately fixed a problem that Surfer decks had. She's a solid addition to that archetype. I also think after the most recent OTA, Surfer is better than it has been in a long time, which helps as well. So Surfer, unless you're mentioning, you can always check out other decks that I've streamed by checking out my decks page on Untapped. The Surfer deck will also be, if you want to see it in action, it'll be the highlight on the Jeff Hoagland YouTube channel tonight. A couple hours after I sign off. Yeah, the duck has the Infinity Stones. He can't be stopped.
Opponent snapped.
With Spectrum in my hand, Pixie's a little less appealing. I think I just want to armor. And I can actually know Cosmos on top of my deck here. So, knowing Cosmos on top of my deck lets me know that I don't really need to rush into Pixie. Because blue Marvel's the card I want to try and shuffle a lower cost onto. No, Pixie only shuffles the starting costs of cards that are currently in your deck. This is actually kind of a neat interaction between these two I hadn't really thought about. Here's a question. Do we think I need more than... So if I claw here will be 9, and then Spectrum over here will be 17. Do we think I need more than 17 here? It's probably fine either way. So they're probably not going to beat me in the middle, yeah? Then we claw here, and then we're adding, so we're going to 12, and then Spectrum puts us to 28 over here, and then Spectrum's gonna give us 6 4 times here in the center, so they're 24. So we'll be at 28 and 32. Math, the center was wrong. 24, 33. Howard letting us look at the top of our deck and basically letting us know it doesn't make sense to Pixie was really sweet this game. Howard Pixie new meta, accurate. I need to make something abundantly clear as I talk about interesting Howard synergies, chat. You should not buy Howard the Duck unless you own every other Marvel Snap card in existence. Just to make myself clear, I am not endorsing buying Howard the Duck. You should literally own every other Series 4 and 5 card before you spend tokens on Howard the Duck. Okay? I don't want anybody pointing a finger at this guy and saying, you're the reason I bought Howard the Duck. And if any of you buy Howard the Duck, it's your fault. You've been warned. I just put my life savings into Howard stocks. Let's see if you can get that converted back into an IRA. So, I actually really don't love trying to stack the left side in my claw deck. I could get burned on this center location, though, is the thing. Unlucky, had both of our 1-drops in hand already. We're drawing Cosmo next turn. Means I want to play for priority. Pixie next turn. I saw a post that said every time I can wear shorts and a t-shirt in December, I reduce my contribution to my 401k, and I felt that deep in my soul. Yep. Yup. Okay, so talking about Howard and things that are potentially good, there's a Spectrum on top of our deck, which tells us I should play Pixie this turn, because playing Pixie this turn will shuffle a different cost, hopefully, onto Spectrum. So she could get her same cost back. Oh, come on! Ah, second rude. Frickin' rip. Rip. That's pretty unlucky. We're only 1 in 6 for that to happen. No, you can't even go look and see what her modified cost was. There's nowhere to check it, which sucks. What if I put armor in the center in case they Phoenix Force me? Also stop Zola? But Zolaing this doesn't make sense. Because if they Phoenix Force me, they get Gladiator out. I think this is the play because of Phoenix Force. Also stop Skillmonger, yeah. No. Rip. Loses to that. Would have won playing left and right, Sedge. They're 1 in 6 on the Spectros, so unfortunate.
Oh, snap.
I probably shouldn't snap the bar Sinister. Alright, well, if they had Gladiator, it's no longer good. Does bar trigger before or after Asteroid M? Depends on the order of the locations. So because bar's to the left, bar will trigger first and then Asteroid M. Their null is good now though. Nah, Mobius is gonna nip that in the bud. So they're all got a free 6 points of power, but otherwise, nothing to talk about. I don't have priority here, so I can't Cosmo the bar profitably, which sucks. Miss on Spectrum, please. Okay. But I'm guaranteed to draw Spectrum now, right? Null is very big. I like how Luke Cage keeps tripping here. And then, it's actually funny, between Mobius and Luke, we actually get to fully undo the peak to Mr. Cage. I think we're in an okay-ish spot here. If they don't have a good turn this turn, I think we win. Because we're gonna go up to 28 over here. We'll gain 32 in the middle, and we'll gain 1620 over here on the right. So we're gonna go to 46 and 25. So it'll be 28, 46, 25. And obviously we lose whichever path they put null in, but they need to win one of the other paths this turn. If they have Venom for the left, I guess Venom for the left pulls Venom. Actually, does it? Okay, yeah. Yeah, they're dead. Sweet. They're Yondu missing our Spectrum, making up for our bad Gladiator variants in the last match. And they should leave here. They know we deterministically have Spectrum if they're paying attention. They saw it last game when we see every card. $28, $46. Oh, I counted this one wrong. I said 25 over here. 26 actually. I forgot about Luke Cage getting his point back.
Victory.
What do you think of the Magneto card back bundle? It's fine.
Snap.
I bought it because it's an okay credits to dollars ratio. I'll take exclusive cosmetic with that.
Oh, snap.
I will say one of the most amusing things about this ongoing core is just how much location variance these two cards mitigate for you. They really do a lot. Oh, she doesn't happen yet. Sedge. Well, that's extra Sedge.
Enough said, Bob.
Is that good shit? Unfortunately, can't Cosmo here. We both don't have priority and Isle of Silence.
Enough said, Bob.
Oh, look! Pixie made by Spectrum cost 6. It's good for us. I think I want to claw here, claw in the center to threaten all 3 lanes here so they don't have a free one. They've blown up enough stuff that I have to leave because of Null, yeah? The Gladiator in the middle. Just too many points.
Escape.
Bad Pixie variants and bad location for us. We'll get on to the next one. Echo a good Howard substitute. No, you have to play Quinjet. Quinjet's the only other ongoing 1-drop that exists.
Oh, snap.
Just accept that. You're playing it as an ongoing 1-drop that gets bigger to Spectrum. Would Spectrum buff an ongoing card in Isle of Silence? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they count as being Enchantress there, basically. Does she still buff? That's interesting. Actually, I think we're probably dead. So there had been a location variance here for us. We started today with some Hope decks, yeah. We'll probably do another as the next one after this, but it's Hope Surfer this morning. We hadn't just had to give them this location completely for free. Would have been able to easily win the tiebreaker. It's the super tiny. This was here, we're up by so much. This was Clintar, so we had to not play here if I wanted to keep my ongoing. Rough. Less rough, we got a bunch of Spectra boosters. She's on my list of cards that I've split 7 or 8 times and still have no premium split on, so. Can pick up a few more of those, we can work up to that. You're giving me a Nico Madaru? Excuse me? That can't be right. Well, that's sad. Alright, Pixie, give me a busted 1 energy card here, huh? Absolutely brutal variance. We win. No, we tie if we live in Danger Room. That'll do big. And honestly, after how the rest of the beats of that game went, that's about the best we could ask for, I think. Hey Dex, you've enjoyed so far both Pixie and Hope. Yeah, you should check out the Moon Girl highlight on my YouTube channel this morning. The Glandia Step side.
Snap. Opponent snapped.
Anyway, it's not stellar for us. Maybe we'll spike a Pixie and it'll be good. Actually, all of our expensive cards are in my hand. I don't want a Pixie while these are here. Them opening on Nico draw doesn't really matter since Adelaina's here. Darkhawk. I don't know about Ronin, but Darkhawk almost assuredly, yeah. Ronin's not a very good Marvel Snap card. For fuck's sake. Widow me, daddy. That's fine. If we don't draw another card this game, we know what our curve is. It's Cage into Dazzler into Blue Marvel into Spectrum. Why would you tank before playing that? I don't understand. I don't get it. We are smaller than a Darkhawk. The dollar amount you need to understand for evaluating bundles is 10 USD is $8, or 10 USD is 800 gold or 1,000 credits. Those are the rates that you want to reflectively evaluate your bundles at. We have a Demon plus a Darkhawk and we're dead. Okay. Awful, miserable beats. $80 gold is 1 USD is the base $100 rate. And if your follow-up question is, Jeff, how do you evaluate collector's tokens and spotlight keys? The answer is you really can't do that cleanly, and that's by design. They have subjective value depending on what your goals are and things you want to collect and how many of those currencies you have available to you. Like, for me personally, collector's tokens and spotlight keys are worth $0.
Opponent snapped.
The first 4 keys are very valuable, the next 20 not so much. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Need to draw a claw to be good to go here.
Face the might of Asgard. Mjolnir.
This claw is 6 in the middle up to 14. And the spectrum is 9, 15 in the center. Electro's even conveniently an ongoing here for us. Dire Magento, RC drops bigger. game?
Snap.
Misclick.
Victory.
You want to sell me the key? I'd rather just have the credits. Yeah, me too. Like, in order for a key to be valuable, it would have to be... It technically costs you about 4,800 credits to get a spotlight key from the track, and that spotlight key from the track with those 4,800 credits also splits you almost 4 cards, and it gets you extra variants and cosmetics and stuff from the reserves. Yeah, Paper, the more I play with Pixie, the more it feels like she should just be this, like, kind of randomish ramp card in decks that want to play, like, a couple of 5s and 6s that have otherwise lower curves. So that way, like, your deck's super functional. When I originally saw her, I thought she was gonna be, like, this Lockjaw card primarily, and I really haven't liked her in the Lockjaw shells. Feels like when you have too much top end, it's not good. I think one of the silliest Marvel Snap takes I read in a long time is there was someone complaining that selling spotlight keys directly makes the game pay to win. And it's just like, well, you've always been able to buy spotlight keys. You bought them indirectly before, but you could still buy them. Yeah, two to three bombs, I agree, feels like the sweet spot. Yeah, not only is it not pay to win, but it's also just, like, generally not a good value. I agree with that. Like the opposite. It's a bad purchase. On top of it all, it's a bad purchase. Dazzler here or Goose? Goose might not impact them, their Koye deck. Ooh, they might have more discard stuff, so Cosmo this turn sounds appealing. Pixie's been better as like a backdoor combo and a mid-range shell, like she's one card that gives you a 50-50 shot at a busted draw. Yeah, exactly that, Duck. I can't find the motivation to play the game. How do you keep motivation? I know it's your job. I assume you have fun playing. I actually am really enjoying the current state of things. When I'm not having fun with Marvel Snap, I will very much go and play or focus on other things or stream less. I personally have been enjoying the current state of things very reasonably. We know Spectrum's on top of our deck gamers. So I think it's Goose here, Luke Cage here, and then we follow up with Spectrum. Thanks for the info, Howie. Appreciate you. Oh, you know what, though? We're totally gonna get Killmongered, yeah? Do we just die to Killmonger? I think we just died to Killmonger, yeah? I'll be at 11, 15. I'll be at 21 over here, and they're going to 21 off just the Dakin. Yeah, I think I have to retreat here. Now that we know they're a Killmonger deck, we'll have to prioritize putting Ant-Man under armor. Yeah, I agree with the comments in chat. If you're not feeling... If this applies to Marvel Snap and any of these other lifestyle live service games, If at any point you find yourself playing any of these games, and the only reason you find yourself playing it is to log in and do your chores, you should just uninstall the game and move on to something else. If you uninstall and after a week or two or a month, you're like, hey, I missed that, maybe I'll go back and check it out again. Like, go back and check it out again. But like, you definitely shouldn't just continue play it because you feel like you need to get value by playing it. It's really important to understand that all of these live service games have manipulative psychological hooks that are intended to keep you playing even when you're not having fun. And there are plenty of things you feel obligated and compelled to do in your adult life that aren't fun that you have to do. Your video game leisure time should not be one of them. This location's not amazing for us. I have armor and decayed sure over here though. Cosmo up over here because that's where they're likely to play Dakin, I think. Why not play on Altar? Because I don't want them to be able to kill Nova. Time Stone is an absurd Altar hit. Lovely, thank you. I'm gonna prioritize putting extra stats over here because we'll be ahead in Necrotia. Jeff, you said the realest stuff over the months I've been watching you, and that right there just went to #1 on the list. Yeah. Good to have you watching. So Pixie could put one really banger draw in the tank for us, or she could totally mess us up. I should Mobius this turn for Sarah. Yeah, that's true. I could do this, honestly, and then play both of these next turn. But it could also be this, and then we just, like, roll a Spectrum that's cheap. The shame I don't have Howard in play and can't look. There's also merit to just playing Pixie here, and then my Dazzler gets bigger. I think I'm actually supposed to do this. I need to just prioritize having as many points as possible here, I think. I assume this Deadpool means they're playing Sarah. Yeah. So, Blue Marvel gives me +6 over here, up to 20, which I think definitely means we stay. No, I don't want to claw instead of Blue Marvel, because I think it's very likely they play Surfer.
Victory.
Shaw right, Surfer left beats us, sure. It's a pretty specific combination of 2 cards, though. Whereas if I claw, I lose to just Surfer. That's fine, deck. I didn't want to play my cards anyways. Joke's on you. They were going to 22 on the right if they had Sean to Surfer of a category, because Nikio would also get buffed. They also had a Forge, yeah. You know what, chat? Ain't even been. Ain't even been. Web Metal Reese, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. There's a ton of people you can support on Twitch. Thanks for some support my way. Let me do what I do here.
I still believe in heroes.
Second Hella? Seriously? Hello! At first Hella, yes, but what about second Hella, chat? I'm on a heater. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh! Oh, Living Tribunal gets super scrolled. Oh, well, that's the funny play. I missed that. Good shout. And we're at 30 power, and they're at 17, 19. They're at 19 powers. They need a 10 plus here to beat us, which could happen. I'm gonna mute them before I stay on the funny play. Yeah, they play 12 or more, they beat us.
The mystery intrigues me.
2 cards that might do it. Wait, I accept. Accept these terms and conditions. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I don't think that was spooky, chat. I think they just, like, didn't think we could put more points here. Although, I guess we got a bunch of 6s from here. Maybe they just didn't understand? I don't know. I think ghosting is unlikely.
Snap.
Can any Marvel Snap player who has too much time on their hand want to fact check something for me? Could someone who's able and willing go back through the last like 2 to 3 months and tell me how many big cash bundles happened in those months? Because anecdotally, I feel like we've never had that many big cash bundles, and people are acting like suddenly they all disappeared and there used to be lots of them. Big as in like the Christmas one, right? Where it was like 6,000 to 8,000 gold and a ton of resources. Like the 5,000 or 6,000 plus gold ones, I think would be my line. I feel like they were only ever like 1 a month, right? But that's anecdotal and not based on anything other than feels. Yeah, big gold bundles. I'm not talking about cash bundles, because people in the community are currently losing their minds about them killing cash or gold bundles. It's something I've heard constantly. But I don't think that actually reflects reality when push comes to shove. Yeah, how many like 5K plus gold bundles that had lots of credits or lots of currency? Well, they definitely messed up by not forging outside the Cosmo Path. They're all ending up here too. There's a new Twitch mobile update that adds a chat, and it's directly over your face. I mean, there's always been a chat overlay on the mobile thing. That's not new. It's not new. If they surfer... They get +6 over here, so we're still winning. Oh, Snapfan has a filter here. Sweet. Okay, I'll reference that later. Thank you. I'm curious. I feel like I almost want to make a video talking about it. Like these are what the actual numbers are. The way people keep talking about them, oh, like they killed these things. Like they feel like people keep implying that they constantly used to happen, and they didn't constantly used to happen. Hey, Sokka, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. What a perfect amount of Pixie boosters, chat. Get her to gold. Gorgeous. All right, before we dive into our next one here, let's go ahead and take our ad break. We'll be back in 120 seconds. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, I can filter on here. Currency's gold, 5,000 or more. So there were a bunch of them. We had two in November, 2 in December, 1 in January. That looks like none in February. Oh, but yeah, that's also looking at the history. Yeah, that's actually worth noting here too. The only big gold bundle at the start of last year, there were none in January and none in March last year too. Yeah, this is already filtered. This is filtering for 5,000 plus. Yeah, okay. I just want like some actual facts and historical reference to respond to what keeps being like this claim that's being thrown around with nothing else. You go down to 3K, there's slightly more, sure. But like, some of these don't even really count, right? Like if you look at like this one here, and like these ones here where the currency value is basically nothing, like these aren't what people are talking about. They want these ones that have like high value currency, right? I think you could filter, can you filter min currency value? Going up to 120? That's weird. It's weird that it doesn't let me filter higher on a weird site design. But yeah. Yeah, okay. So, historically speaking, there aren't a lot of them. So even if I filter down to 3,000 plus, in the first 3 months of last year, there was only one of them. So it's actually almost identical to what we, and I don't, maybe I'm having a different memory, but I don't remember anybody freaking out about them not existing then, right? Like they came back, there were 2 in April, there was 1 in June, so there were none in May. There were 2 in July, 1 in August, none in September. Yeah, okay, so as is often the case, my memory is actually pretty good, and there isn't in fact some type of conspiracy or thing that's different right now. It's just people have a terrible memory, and they want it now, basically. Scopes, thanks for the 15 minutes. Welcome back. Your data has hurt my feelings. But But this is the thing. So I think this is why people are complaining. They have increased the rate of cash bundles. But there being more cash bundles doesn't mean that there should proportionally be more gold bundles. Ooh, that's a good thought. I think the removal of data mines probably has people freaking out about it a little bit more extra because there's no predictions about when the next one could be coming. That's probably really what it is. But I would also bet that there's probably some amount of people that think because there's been more cash bundles, there should also be more gold bundles, but that's definitely not the case. Don't you think they lessened the gold bundles in order to maybe push you to buying various stuff? But that's exactly what we're talking about. Maybe you're coming in late. We just pulled up all the data on screen, and they haven't actually lessened the gold bundles, chat. Or lessened the gold bundles, yeah. We literally just pulled it up and looked at it, and there's not a meaningfully different amount of gold bundles compared to compared to the previous year. That's the whole point of what we're talking about at the moment. I don't know how I want to set this up. I think it's like this. Could get leeched here, then I'm gonna be sad. Well, that's perfect for me. Thanks, bud. Yeah? Yeah. Are we getting Helen? Might be getting Helen. We're getting Helen gamers. Right. We have a solid number of points here and here. I don't think they discarded an Iron Man. Oh, they're jubileeing, so they're a 25%er?
I am Iron Man.
Got him. Cool.
Victory.
People are also now starting to have gold again after spending all the holiday bundles. Yeah. Yeah, that's accurate too. Alright, hold on. We gotta trash someone live on stream. Yeah, more, but now it's done. Thanks for the reply. There was literally only one good gold bundle at the start of last year as well. Hold on. Sorry, I put it. Snap, quick. Min-maxing the stat mechanic or just being sweaty. That's true. Accurate. And it's like, I'm like, that's one of those things that I'll never personally be able to parse how other people's brains work. Because for me, when I have a feeling like that of, oh, is this different than it used to be? My instinct isn't just complain that it's different than it used to be. My personal instinct is go look at what reality actually was and try to draw a comparison to was it different or not. Whereas like so many other people, their default is, oh no, it's different. I feel bad about this, so it must have been different. It's like, well, when you go and look at it, it's actually not. The reality might prove me wrong. I don't like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's... Oh, that's sweet. Pixie made Spectrum cost 6. Sick. Love it. That's about 7. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to wait. I don't know. I want a Spectrum then. Maybe that's greedy. Might be greedy. Worst cube equity for sure. How is it possible there's only 1/6 of the deck? Because Spectrum or Pixie can reassign a card at same cost back. Basically what Pixie does is she collects up all the starting cost of cards in your deck and then reassigns them randomly to all the cards, including being able to give a card back at same cost. Yeah, it's shuffle, not shift. Technically, if you shuffle a deck of cards, some amount of those cards could end up back in the spot where they started, right? It's unlikely, especially depending on how many things you're shuffling between, but as is a possible outcome. Tony, thank you for the prime. I appreciate the support. Yes, and getting the same cost. I'm just gonna get my cube here. I hate it so bad. Getting the same cost back onto a thing is more likely when you're only shuffling 4 to 5 things. You know, it happens a reasonable amount of the time. Yeah, technically you could play Pixie and none of your costs could change. That would be unlikely even with just 4 or 5 things, but that's technically an outcome.
Snap.
We're leaving one spot open on the left so we can slip a Cosmo in there, need be. Does this mean Pixie is collected company? Unironically, yeah, I think that's a good comparison. Sweet! Pixie made Spectrum cost 6. Nailed it. This game are crazy expensive for any regular gamer in Mexico. I spend what I can, but some of the prices are just too much. For what it's worth, the prices in Marvel Snap are high for just regular games in general anywhere in the world. What you have to understand with mobile games like this is that a majority of the revenue these games make come from a very small percentage of the player base. If it feels like most of the purchases aren't something that are targeted at you, that's because they're not. You're not their target audience. These like the 1% of the player base in these games make up for a huge proportion of the income. Like absolutely massive proportion. It's sad that I have to play Ant-Man without the bonus, but I think this is the sequence here. Yeah, we just Cosmo the mid. Hey, free-to-play snappers, you're welcome. Yep. I really like this deck, Jeff. I tried it out and it's fun. Yeah, I think this Spectrum Disruptive Core has been really close to good for a little while. And I know we keep laughing about Pixie making Spectrum cost 6 because we keep rolling that, but I think she's genuinely good here. I think she's genuinely good at like giving you bigger swings, making you a little bit less predictive and increasing cube equity. Jeff, I wanted to ask you a question for a while now. I noticed when talking about Loki, you show metrics that he is... You like to show metrics that show he isn't overpowered, but we're talking about other cards. You say from time to time that metrics should be wrong because X card is in bad decks as well, because that be said for Loki also. Not really. Loki decks are a thing for a reason. So usually when I talk about a card's win rate not being indicative of a card's power level, it's about a card that's flexible in a lot of different decks. So a good example of this, Shang-Chi and Nico Minaru. These are cards that have high play rates and mediocre win rates, even though they're incredibly powerful cards, because there isn't really a build condition to go. There isn't really a build condition to them, so they go into a lot of places. If you look at generally speaking, the lower the popularity of a card is, the less likely the stats are inaccurate. So like, when cards like Nico Minaru and Shang-Chi regularly hit like 20, 25, 40% play rates, they're only hitting those play rates because they're played in a lot of stuff. How do you not snap having Howard? That's a fair question. That's unfortunate.
Opponent snapped.
I mean, if I could grab priority here, we could move Cosmo over here on the last turn, right? So I think this is fine still. You could not see shuffled cost with Howard, no. I think this is the Proving Grounds, right? I forget. I think we just got a gold ticket. We're back to the Proving Grounds. I'm going to snap either way. I just want to see how the games play out. They could be hazmat on Wong anyways. Yeah, that's true. This Luke Cage might get him regardless. Just want to snag priority here. I can't believe they didn't limbo here to prevent me from moving the Cosmo over. Ooh, they took priority. It's pretty good. Spectrum is on top of my deck, and Pixie could shuffle her with a couple of different things here.
Wakanda forever.
I guess we're overcommitted on the right now, huh? I mean, I'm supposed to move Howard here instead of playing Dazzler here. This is 13, 17 in the middle. I'm going up to 26. Am I actually supposed... Dazzler was free to save. Not guaranteed. Because she could have rolled her 6-pack. Yeah, they could be going for a Zola here. This also beats them playing Odin here, right? Yeah, I think this is Odin mid, so I'm supposed to play Spectrum left.
Cut off one head,
We also beat that. Yeah, this plays around Odin and Zola. It's weird not taking my Ant-Man bonus at the end of the game, but definitely correct here.
Victory.
I definitely shouldn't have put the Dazzler here. I should have moved the Ant-Man and then put Dazzler somewhere else.
Victory.
Select. The best Hope deck you've tried so far? I don't know. I really don't like to super comment on comparative power levels because it just takes, like, I only play most of these decks for like an hour and a half or 2 hours at most. So it's so hard to have like an accurate predictive power level on them. Honestly, most of the decks we've played with Hope have felt competitive and reasonable. Having extra energy is good. We played a build with Pixie. We played a build with Vision and Magneto and Elsa and Kitty Pryde. I do love playing her with Kitty Pryde. It's one of my favorite cards in the game. I think my opponent might have DC'd. Rip. Yeah, the Surfer build felt okay. One of the interesting / notable synergies is that Pixie and Hope often work well together in shells because that's lovely. Because in the Pixie decks want to have more expensive cards, and then Hope helps you ramp into them even in. I would be very surprised if Pixie doesn't end up being a competitive Marvel Snap card. Is that the green light for me to spend 6,000 tokens? The only card you should spend 6,000 tokens on is Nico Minaru. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Just spreading out here, trying to play for priority so we can Cosmo along. Howard's only Series 4, chat, but also you shouldn't spend 3,000 tokens on him. That would be a mistake. Hey, Threok, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Talk me off an edge considering Havoc with Hope Summers. I mean, Havoc takes away permanent energy, and Hope Summers gives you temporary energy. So, like, there's some offset there, but it's still not great. I mean, they kinda offset each other, but not really. I'm into 3 energy spectrum, chat. There are many things in Marvel Snap that I enjoy, and 3 energy spectrum has been added to the list. I should probably play Cosmo this turn so I can Mobius next turn, but...
Hail Hydra!
This is cute. Let's add 7 over here. And they can't play anything too big into here. I'm also adding 11 over here, so they technically need 1 more point here. So they'll need to add 2 points here, while also adding 7 points over here. I think they win this most of the time.
I am Iron Man.
We're beating Mystique in the middle, yeah? We're only going to 20. We're going up to 20, and then we should... Oh no, we're gonna lose the breaker, aren't we? Shit. So close. You know what's funny? My other play would have almost won. If I would have... I almost wanted to go Spectrum into Cosmo here, and then we would have gotten 2 more in the center from the Dazzler. We'd have won the game. Nah, they just didn't want to get skunked. Fair. They aren't sweating for the whole ticket. They just don't want to... They don't want to go down without taking a point off us. That's fair. I understand. I accept. All right, let's do a wrap of this one. I like this deck a lot. I think this deck highlights what I really like about Pixie, or what my conclusions have highlighted on Pixie. I don't think you need to be all in trying to super high roll on Pixie for her to be a good functional card in your deck. I think these types of decks where you just have this good spread of energy costs and you periodically get to do things like 2 or 3 energy Spectrum on the last turn of the game, or 2 or 3 energy Blue Marvel or Claw is really good. Not only is it pretty powerful, but it also gives you good cube equity. Your opponent doesn't know exactly what your output range looks like. In general, I think the current Marvel Snap format is really solid. Not only are Pixie and Hope Summers 2 new cards that are fun to explore, but when they nerfed Lockjaw in the last OTA update, they took the ceiling on the format, how big the biggest decks are, and they pulled them down a little bit in a way that was really good. And decks like this that don't have huge numbers feel like they can keep up now. Like, the premier go big deck in the format right now feels like Living Tribunal, and this deck with things like Goose can even disrupt that a little bit, which feels nice. We did hit a sick Iceman split. I think this core is really, really close to reasonable, and I think Pixie put it up closer to that, if not over the top. All right, gamers, I'm gonna tap an ad break. We're gonna play a different deck when we get back. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. We got more Marvel Snap coming up today.